Saturday morning flights in.
It's not morning, you drongo. It's evening.
Good morning, good evening, good day, good night. Welcome to Positive Rates. I'm your host, Willy Canuck. How you doing today? Trying to live... Oh, that's the wrong thing. There we go. Oh, I've got no webcam either. I don't know what's going on. It's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong already. T6, guys. Let's see if we can get this up. Yeah, 80s style music, definitely. If I can just get my camera to work, it'll be even better. Wouldn't that? Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, probably because I got this in the wrong place. I don't know. There we go. Hello, how are you? Oh, you can see my full console there. Morning, guys. How you doing today? Actually, I'm going to switch back to normal ops. I think I'll stick with that. Yeah, we're flying in Cuba today. Sorry, I think my mic might be a bit too hot there. How's that? Is that better audio levels? I don't want to be blasting you. Huge shout out to Beluga. He says, good morning. Haven't been flying for a while because I sold my PC. Got a new one coming, 4070 with a Ryzen 7 7800 X3D. Outstanding. You're going to absolutely rock Microsoft Flight Simulator with that, Jamie. Absolutely amazing. Dan says that you butchered my name. Did I? What did I do? Because I didn't put the numbers on the end of it or something? I don't know. I can change that. Johnny, of course, he's joining us on the tarmac today. I can see him somewhere. Where was he? There he is. What's Johnny flying today? Looks like he is... Oh, I think he's flying in a DA62. And there's some news about, if you like the DA62, some awesome news today, by the way. Really cool news. Put together by our very own Notleks news editor, who is our pre- and post-production manager. So yeah, we got some amazing stuff coming today, actually. And hopefully a bunch of good tunes and stuff like that. But there's so much happening this year, I don't even know where to start. 2024, honestly, is going to be a huge year for us in a lot of ways. And of course, I think I mentioned before that the Haggis and Poutine show is coming back to Sky Blue Radio for 6 episodes, which I've been lining up guests for that. And honest to God, I've got more guests offering now than I can actually pack into the show, which I did not expect. I reached out to a bunch of people. Usually do this to hopefully, some might say yes, some might say no. Everybody said yes. And I don't know what to do. it's all a bit crazy. So yeah, we got some huge things to talk about today. A lot of great news for Positive Rate, a lot of great news in the flight simulator world, and yeah, it's just going to be a lot of fun. So we thought we'd slow down the pace today. We're taking the Just Flight Turbo Aero, courtesy of Just Flight, which is a fantastic airplane. If you love general aviation and you do not have this airplane, it's been out for about a year and a half now, 2 years, Dan, roughly. It's still, in my opinion, either the top or one of the top general aviation models you can get for Flight Simulator. And they keep updating it. That's the thing too. That's the one great thing I love about Just Flight. When they release a product, they don't stop with that. They continue to work on it. They continue to update it. All the updates are free. It's just a really good product. So anyway, here a little bit of Tim Hortons product endorsement. Tim Hortons has not sponsored this program, by the way. Anyway, so today it looks like it's just you and me, Johnny. I don't know. We might get some other people joining in at some point, but we're just kind of touring around Cuba. We've only got 2 airports on the flight plan, which I'll show you now. First, we'll get everything started up. We'll just do a quick check on controls. And you're good with that, Jody, are you? Oh man, I'll tell you, I don't even know where to start. Everything's a bit crazy today. Is there a PA-28 for the sim? Well, technically this is a PA-28, isn't it? Is that the? Are you talking about the Warrior? Because there is a Warrior. And we have that actually. We haven't flown it recently, but we might put a plan together for that. No reason why we can't do that. So actually, yeah, I can show you kind of through the route through here. So really, we've got some scenic waypoints. It's just going to take us along the Cuban coast. And if we see anywhere that we can land, even if it's maybe a field or something like that, just to stick a landing in the middle, we can do that. And then we're going to end up at MUVR. Don't ask me how to pronounce the names. It's something in Spanish anyway. But yeah, it should give us a nice tour of Cuba, which is a country that we've never really visited before. So huge destination for holidays in the winter. Specifically, Cuba is massively popular in the wintertime because you get a lot of people flying down from Canada, and I think more so from Europe, actually, to go to Cuba, which is still, technically still considered a communist country, funny enough, but very, very friendly, excellent healthcare system, among other things. Very friendly people, very safe. Cuba's one of Cuba's reputations is it's a very safe country because tourists are basically protected amongst all else. I mean, if any of the locals try to do anything to tourists, it's like, you know. So generally, the tourists are really the locals are very accommodating. And then DarkFury's just jumped in, and of course, Dark has he's going to be appearing on our channel very soon, as well as our new second presenter, which is really, really cool. So we're going to try and up the amount of streams that we're doing per week. Dark's not going to clone what I do. He's going to have his own style. He's going to bring his own content, his own ideas to Positive Rate. So if you have any ideas for Dark, obviously Dark's very proficient in airliner. I dare say, Dark, you could possibly do some VATSIM flights, because that's something that we don't really do in Positive Rate at the moment. But I think after you get a couple streams under your belt anyway. But yeah, so we're going to update, more streams per week from Positive Rate. God, there's just so much. I don't even know. My head is full on all the different things that we've got going on. Sorry, I better get this airplane started before my battery dies here. There we go. And I guess, Johnny, we could just taxi out anywhere, really. VATSIM when you first get a few streams done. Yeah, that would be awesome. So yeah, so Dark is probably going to be our principal VATSIM streamer, which will be really cool because that's something that we haven't really done on Positive Rate. And I can do VATSIM. I can, I have done it years ago, but it's not something I do regularly. And I'm not, my confidence isn't quite there, whereas Dark, he's constantly on VATSIM, so he's an old hat at VATSIM. Beluga says Alaska Airlines flight makes emergency landing after panel blows out mid-air. Yeah, and of course everyone's talking about what happened in Japan, which we'll talk about today once we get up into the air. But let's get things moving first. I think a little bit of props in there. Make sure my brakes are off. Oh. Aha! It's been a while since I've flown this thing. Gotta turn all this stuff off, don't we? Tie downs. Right, that can probably go away now. Oh, this one. See if that does anything for us. There we go. Johnny on the tarmac. Johnny, I'll just follow you. You pick the runway and I'll just follow you, and we'll buzz about. Hopefully get some formation flying done today as well, eh? We haven't done that for a while. Beluga says, would love to see VATSIM. I will definitely fly along. Excellent, excellent. Well, we hope that I think as far as I'm concerned, my time is very limited. I do absolutely commit to trying to do one stream a week, of course, and sometimes even that's been hard to do. Whoop! Better stop that. Sorry. That sounded like it was a copyrighted tune. I better go check that. It might not be. Might not be, but we'll check that in a sec. We'll take off first. I don't want to get a copyright violation. So. Where was I? Yeah, VATSIM. Yeah, so I've always been able to commit to one stream a week, but I think it's kind of held us back a bit in the sense that ideally for us to really grow as a channel, we want to have more than that. So Dark and I started talking about this back, Dark, when we started talking about it, maybe November time, and Dark was like, yeah, I could probably do that. So we had a bit of a training session last week, which went really well. Got Dark all set up for broadcasting. We did some test streams. I don't know if some of you might have caught it. They've been deleted now, but just to double check to see how we can get everything working. And then Dark's going to do some initial streams. Won't have all the candy quite right away, but we will get them set up with all the memes and things like that. It just takes a bit of time to kind of get all that done. So initially it's just to kind of get Dark's feet wet and get all the kinks worked out. And once that happens, yeah, hopefully we'll see a lot more of Dark, and as mentioned, we'll get the VATSIM stuff going as well. Should be good. It should be good. Runway 8. Right, okay, I'm just following you, so I'm just going to assume that you know where you're going. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Did everyone have a good Christmas, a good New Year? For me, it was quite quiet for us. Pretty chill, which is good. We did see some family, but we really kept things to minimum. Didn't really go out to parties or anything like that. Right, I take it Johnny wants me to go first. Okay, I'll do that. Just flying on default scenery today, so we'll see what Microsoft Flight Simulator has to offer in terms of CUBA, because there's not a lot of scenery for CUBA, actually. I was looking around. There might be some freeware stuff, and we do have a freeware scenery in here. Actually, was that the, I don't know, was that the, you know what, I didn't install it after all that. I knew I forgot something. I go first, okay, all right. Everything's kind of last minute, and we've had some issues. We've got renovations still going on in the house, and we've got an issue that cropped up yesterday, which completely forced me to stop everything I was doing, get some people arranged to come out and sort things. So yeah, this is kind of thrown.
Let's kick the tires and light the fires, Big Daddy.
Well, that's interesting. Why is that not showing up? I saw the, I heard it, I just didn't see it. That's interesting. Why has that not appeared? Sorry, let me just see if I can... Try that again. Actions. Sorry, let's, I just want to see if I can, that could have been more of a bigger buzzkill. Sorry. Oh, man. I'll tell you, it's just one of these things. Test trigger.
Let's kick the tires and light the fires, Big Daddy.
That's strange. It's not activating the, it's not activating the, does that one work? I don't understand. Why is that not working? That should be working. Huh. That's very weird. I don't know. Okay, well, we got sound effects for a moment. I'll look at that. The flight will take off just now. Just go, eh? Just go. Oh, props full. Some knots. Positive rate, gear up. And flaps up. Oh man, how do you fly this thing? Okay, I think initial heading, probably that's actually not bad. Well, 2,000 feet initially. There we go. I'll bring us close to the course anyway, and we'll switch over to nav. Right. Drop that a bit so I can hear myself. Dan says, I've just seen the Turbo Aero PA2834 discounted on Just Flight. Might have to grab that. There you go, guys. So if you're interested in the Turbo Aero, it is a spectacular airplane. Look at that. And this is, of course, our custom paint job from DarkFury. It's absolutely stunning airplane to fly. Really, really cool. Beluga says, I hope I remember how to fly the 737. Yeah, exactly. I know. Fernando, he's just come in. He says, Sol, hola, how are you? Hope you're doing okay. Oh, I don't know where I'm going. Where am I going? I'm going the wrong way. Captain Wrong Way. I'm starting to copy Shane. Well, we're getting a good turn over the airport anyway. I just got a new mouse too. I got a Razer Cobra. And it's very sensitive, and I'm still kind of getting used to it. So, yeah, it's really something. But Blue Guy, you'll get the PA-28 at some point. Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it if you fly GA. If you like GA, it's really good, really awesome. All right, let me see if I can get nav to kick in here. In theory, that should start flying the plane. Look at that, though. I love the colors in the ground. If you look out on the outside, it's just it's hard to say if it, I guess it would be coffee. Coffee might be giving you that kind of color, because I think CUBA generates quite a bit of coffee. We should have, actually, Johnny should be behind us somewhere. There's Johnny. I'm probably going a bit quick as well, so let me just check that. Back to about 27 on the minute, full pressure. That should be fine. Does it have an autopilot? Yes. This airplane that I'm flying right now, yes. The only thing it doesn't actually have is an altitude hold. Although Just Flight has put one in. They've put a quick click spot right about here. Technically, the turbo arrow doesn't have that. But just it makes life a bit easier to have it in the sim. But everything else, I mean, everything else is actually modeled. It's a really weird kind of autopilot as well. So your heading on and off pretty much tells the airplane whether it can direct the lateral control over the airplane, and then you select what mode you want based on. So right now we've got on nav. So in theory that will be following either the VOR or, in this case, I've got it now. I've actually got it now, the GPS. So that's probably why it's not actually following the flight plan. So actually, I had that set wrong. So if you want VOR control, you set to VLOC, and then GPS for anything else. Because I'm gonna switch it back to heading mode. Oh no, I've turned that off. That's why. What should happen is it'll fly heading, and then once it's on course, you'll see that flip to nav, and we'll try that out now. And that didn't happen initially. This is something that they've updated recently, which is really cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the heading for an intercept course, you can see here. And then we'll just let that fly for a bit. We should see that actually rotate to nav once it intercepts the flight path for the GPS. Happy flying today, says Callum. Hi Callum, how are you? Sorry I missed you over New Year time. I saw that you were in town. Bluga says, I want to use it for training. I got flight with it at Inverness. Let's just say Sam was good this year. Oh, perfect. So was that in real life? And Inverness is a challenging place to fly this time of year, actually. So let's see if we can get music back on here. I just want to make sure that we're not flying. Yeah, it must have been. I think it was academic stuff, so we'll see what happens. Bluga says, yeah, in real life, going sometime during May. Okay, that's a much better time to fly out of Inverness. This time of year, you're going to find it a bit challenging. Because it's the wind. I mean, northern Scotland with the wind, it makes flying almost impossible, even for large jets at times. Right, now we got a flashing light. What we want to do is disengage the gear safety. Can't remember quite what it does. I think if you lose pressure, it'll drop the gear out. And Beluga says the intercept course is similar to the 737. You have to track to the next waypoint, activate LMAO. Yeah, that's right. I'll just actually increase that intercept angle just a little bit more. But as I say, so it's flying heading right now, but once we get to nav, it should actually click over. Could be telling a lie here, but we'll see. So we're just watching that for that to go by itself. Dan says, I actually still have a voucher one from previous stream in 2020 for Just Flight, but I can't use it, which is annoying. Why can't you use it, Dan? We can probably get that sorted out for you. We'll definitely try and get that figured out for you. I'm just watching in hesitation to see if this will flip, and once that goes on plan, I'll kind of switch the views around. We could talk about some of the stuff we're doing this year, which is really cool. Okay, getting closer. Still not quite on path yet. Lucas says, I think you might have to switch it to nav yourself. You used to. But if I'm right, I think it'll flip over automatically. Yep, see, there it went. Did you see it? There it goes. Told ya. And we'll now see the aircraft will start banking to pick up the angle. There it goes. Isn't that beautiful? Also, I noticed that there must be something in the APK, or the SDK or something like that. But even the one of the first airplanes I bought, which was the Caranado Seminole, the autopilot on that now works the way it should do, which is if you arm nav and then arm heading, it'll leave the nav lit and the heading lit until it picks up the nav course, and then the heading will flip off, and that's the way it works in real life. And it's been years for any of the aircraft to do that properly, but now they are, which is cool, really cool. So, because in theory, if you just put on nav but you're off course, the airplane's like, well, I'm not going to try and fly that because I'm nowhere near the path. So you have to actually get the airplane to the path first, and then from there it'll do what it needs to do. Dan says it just says invalid even though it's in date. I have a feeling it might because it's in pounds. You're trying to pay in euros. I messaged GF waiting for a response. Okay, if you don't hear back from them, Dan, just give me a shout and I'll reach out to Martin. We'll get that fixed for you. See, Beluga's amazed. I was amazed. When it first happened, it was right after they did an update. And when it first happened, I was like, did I do that? Or did the plane do that? But yeah, it's awesome. Really, really cool. No, I didn't have nav arm. So on this, what it does is if you have either GPS or you have an active nav VOR radio tuned in, it'll automatically switch over once it hits path. If you want to force it to heading, that's a good question. Can you force it to heading? Yeah, you can force it to heading. So it only does it once, and then if you put it on to heading, it'll basically you're overriding it at that point. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Really, really cool. Set our course needle there. Get some outside views. And Johnny's way back there. Johnny, do you need me to slow down? Give you a chance to catch up. I'm currently at 130 knots. Well, should be able to catch up on that thing, I would think. So you can still go through the path. Heading mode, yeah, you can force it to heading. Yeah, I think it just flips over only if it detects that it's picked up a trackable path, either through the GPS or through if you had a VOR radio tuned in. Oh, here comes Johnny. Johnny says, "Nope, you're good." Okay, I can see you're actually starting to close the distance now, so that's cool. Look at the lush countryside of Cuba, though. Very flat. I mean, there's not a lot of terrain in Cuba, but it is generally well known for. I think, as I mentioned, I think there's a lot of coffee that they produce, and probably a lot of oranges. I would say likely lots and lots of oranges. Just checking our flight where are we on schedule here? So we're heading out to the coast. So I think once we get out to about there, we can see there's MUCA. I think we'll maybe take a quick drop off there, Johnny. We'll do a landing there and then take off again, just to practice our landings. Once we get up to about USR3, we'll do user point 3. We'll do the news, and there's tons of news happening. Tons of news. Never knew Cuba so green. Yeah, no, very green. I knew that actually. They get a lot of rain, so it doesn't really get a chance to get dry because although it does get a lot of sun, it is, like I say, it's a sun destination, but they do experience a lot of storms over the year, hurricanes and tropical storms and whatnot. Here comes Johnny. Look at your 5 o'clock. Yep, I got you. Slowly closing. I'm just going to pop away for 2 secs, guys. I'll be right back. Stay with me. Right back with you guys. Where are we? Excuse me. So like I said, how was everyone's Christmas? How was your New Year? Let me know in the chat. Did you get anything exciting for Christmas? Was Santa good to you? were you good to yourself? Did you get anything flight sim related? That's what I'd like to know. You can see that beautiful coastline coming up. Lots of beaches in Cuba as well, of course. Oh, it's been a while since we've had a chance to do some formation flying, eh, Johnny? Usually been in a lot of airliners recently, and although I love airliners, it's so much fun when we do them. You don't really get a lot of chance to fly together like you do in general aviation, so it's quite cool. And Dan says, "Mom, tally 2, 5 o'clock low." What's that? Tally ho! I say there, chap. Lots of lush forest down there, though. Johnny says, I had the kiddo up for Christmas. I can't quite read what the last bit is because it's obscured by that stupid heart. I hate that. Worked New Year's and New Year's Eve. Oh, right, okay. Fair enough. And what do you do for work, Johnny? I don't know if I've asked you that before. Dan says, well, I've been getting into the spirit of X-Plane 12. As I have the Airbus Beluga on there. Got some add-ons and all that. And so what do you think of X-Plane 12, Dan? Do you find that a lot different from Flight Simulator? Apart from, obviously, the fact that it's a different platform. I must admit, I am tempted to get it. Just to kind of try it out, but I mean, it's funny. You could go through all the different versions of X-Plane. I tried X-Plane 7, I tried X-Plane 8, tried 9, tried 10. For me, it seemed like it took for ages to get everything kind of configured. But it definitely feels a lot different, I'll say that. Johnny said you're a ops manager for a trucking company. Oh, okay. Well, that'll keep you busy. That'll keep you very busy. Anyway, should we do the news? I think we're coming up to our waypoint, aren't we? Yeah. So I'll just bring that music down. We got lots of stuff to talk about today. And let's bring the engine noises down a bit as well. It's time for the news, guys. Here we go. Okay, so like I said, there is tons of stuff going on in the flight sim world right now. The first thing is Inabuilds has released a second patch for the A300. This is getting a lot of press right now. And Inabuilds, it just seems like they're on fire. They've been cranking out a few airliners over the last year or so, and they all seem pretty good. Of course, one of the first things came out was the Airbus 310, which was a free update from I think it was free, wasn't it, for Microsoft Flight Simulator, that they've continually updated. A lot of people love that. Now they've put out the Airbus 300 as well, and they've put 2 updates, and if you look at the changelog, and there's tons of fixes in here. Obviously, it looks like there's quite a few issues, but they're just right on top of it. They're right on top of it, and this is what I've always said about studios. It doesn't matter if your product has issues when it gets released, as long as you're committed to making it the best product ever. And this is true of companies like DC Designs, who had a lot of flack when they first released I think it was the F-15. A lot of people said there was a lot of issues with it, but DC Designs are like, no problem, we'll fix those problems, and and I think for the most part they have. And Inabuilds, no different. And this is what separates good studios from bad studios, folks. good studios listen to the community, they listen to the problems, they recognize that they have deficiencies in the product, and they spend time fixing them. And that's what I think is making InnoBuilds very quickly one of the top go-to studios for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So I am very excited to see what they're going to come out with next. I think they did announce that they were coming out with a 320 or something like that. 320 Neo. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I heard that. Breaking, says Dark, yeah. Moving on, Parallel 42. Now, Parallel 42, if you don't know their products, they have FlowPro, Striper, which we use both on Microsoft Flight Simulator, although albeit not to the full extent of what the functionality of the product is. They have now come out with an update utility which will keep everything up to date. Now, for me personally, if you've bought these through Orbix, the Orbix utility will generally do this for you. However, if you've bought direct or possibly from another distributor, and you want to keep your Parallel 42 products up to date, this will do it for you. Yeah, it's just a nice little touch, and I think it's a good way that a lot of studios are going these days, just to make sure everything's working properly. Now, this, help me with the name here. I want to say, is it Pyrigu or Piriga? Dev company. If someone can spell it phonetic to me. It's an A350. All right, Dark, thank you. Now that's exciting. That's exciting. I will definitely pick that up, because I think 350 is something that we just don't have in the sim right now. And it'll be a really good complement to the 777 that's coming out from PMDG as well, won't it? So looking forward to that. Anyway, so however you pronounce that name, if anybody knows different, let me know. They're teasing a new airport scenery, and they released an image. A lot of people looked at, and they've are jumping on it and saying it's Birmingham. It's got to be Birmingham. So that's really cool, because I don't think we have any scenery for Birmingham as yet. Bluga says, I call it Pyrigi. Could be right, could be wrong. Yeah, it could be. Pyagi, says Dark. It's pronounced. Okay. Don't know how you get Pyagi out of that, but Pyrigi? Fair enough. But yeah, a lot of people think that this is Birmingham, so they haven't said much more about it, but I think anybody, of course, anyone specifically in Birmingham, and of course UK residents who love to have that full coverage of all the UK airports, this is exciting news. So we'll be keeping eyes for that. Next, there is a DA42 coming up from a studio called Cows, short for Creative Worlds, and they've got a nice little video here as well. Now, this is interesting because the DA42, as nice as it is in Flight Simulator, probably not as accurate as it could be. And actually, the DA42 has a huge heritage, especially in modern general aviation, in terms of the number of people that fly it. I've been watching a YouTube channel where there's a couple of guys that are actually flying it transatlantic, which is really cool. So if you go on YouTube, look up DA42 transatlantic, you'll find it. But yeah, this looks really, really cool. And I think having a fully accurate DA, did I say 42? Yeah, a DA42 would be really cool. So we'll keep eyes on that as well. Bluebird now. Bluebird, this is huge. And hopefully, I know I'm going to be having Bluebird talking with me on the Haggis Poutine show. We might actually get also Bluebird to talk with us on Positive Rate here as well, so stay tuned for announcements on that. They say 757 is probably going to happen this year, which is excellent, and they're going to be working on a 767. Now, that makes a lot of sense, because if you know your history, the 757 and the 767 are common cockpit. And so there's some slight differences between the two, but generally the cockpit works exactly the same way. So it's a logical step for them to, on the back of the 757, release the 767. So that is awesome. So you're going to have, and if they come out with a 767ER, that's pretty much a long-haul airplane. Not quite as far as you know, maybe the 777 or the Dreamliner. But the 767ER in particular, if they release that, goes a long, long way. And of course, 757, solid mid-hauler. I think you're getting range up about 4,500, 5,000 nautical miles. So that's all very cool. Bluga says, Pirate gave amazing scenery, Edinburgh, Glasgow, East Midlands. There you go. Yeah. So nice to hear from them. And that's the news today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll get back to flying. Right, we could bring our music back up here. Oh, so like I said, tons of stuff happening in the flight sim world. Luke says, excited for the 757, although I'm not a fan of the 767. It would be good for older TUI ops. Of course, TUI ops, sorry. Of course, waiting for the 777. Yeah, I think a lot of people are looking for the 777. Again, you know, the 777 cockpit's very similar to the 757, 767. It's got some advancements, but generally it's very similar in look and feel in terms of how it works. Big difference with the 777 is I think the 777's completely fly-by-wire, whereas I don't think the 767 was. Dan says, yeah, they did an incredible job with East Midlands and Belfast. Yeah. Very cool. So we're now along our coastal route. See some of those lovely beaches creeping up there. See if we can locate Johnny. Oh, Johnny's still there. Keeping good pace. I just look at the lush farmland around here, though. It's amazing. It's no wonder the CUBA is so self-sufficient. Bluga says, have you seen the iFly 737 MAX? I did see the teaser. Yeah. There's not a lot of people really excited about it, though. And I think part of the reason, I suppose, is, you know, it's really 737s. Basically, they've transplanted the 787 avionics into a 737 airframe. So it's very modern in terms of that. But I guess for me, I just don't find it has a lot of character. But you know, I would definitely, if the price was right, I'd definitely fly it. Or if iFly wants us to promote it, you know, I wouldn't say no. It's definitely worth checking out. It is quickly becoming a major airliner in terms of domestic and mid-haul, short mid-haul. Whether not short haul, but short mid-haul, I would call it. So yeah, you know, it's a very relevant airplane by today's standards, and we should have one. It'd be nice to have a decent, authentic, good quality 737 MAX in the flight simulator world. So yeah, I'm all for them. I hope it goes well. And I am interested, to be fair. I am interested. Just, I think there's other airplanes I'm more interested in, but that's nothing to do with iFly. That's just how I feel about the MAX. DarkFury says, most of the route is green, vegan and Greta approved. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And we do get a little bit of terrain on the way here, so you can see there's a little bit of a hill. I call that a hill. Scottish standards, a hill. Although it's probably, what, 2,000 feet? Lucas says, I think a Jet 2 Max would look amazing. Yeah. Also a fan of how the Ryanair Max looks. Yeah, okay, cool. Dan likes the Greta remark. There is an airport coming up here, so I think it's Mike Uniform Charlie Alpha, so I think we'll make a go for that. Just a quick stop, say hello, get a nice cup of Cuba Java. Bluga says Greta should go plane spotting at Heathrow. Nice day out. Yeah, I don't think she's I was reading something about Greta. I don't want to get too much in the politics of it, but she claims that she doesn't use airplanes at all. and yet she's made appearances all around the world. So I don't know how she's achieving that. But I do question whether, you know, sure that you can take trains, you can take other things, boats, I guess, but obviously it takes a lot longer to get to an international destination that way. And I think all in, if you add up everything together, does it actually save that much on the environment not flying on the airplane? I don't know. I think the aviation industry is they are a contributor to global warming, but they're not as big a contributor as what the media makes them out to be. If you actually look at the statistics, and to defend aviation has invested more in trying to become more efficient and environmentally friendly than any other industry. So, I mean, that's maybe my personal biased opinion, but that's what I think. So, rubber digging across the Atlantic, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get too much into it. I have my own views. I do, of course, support any initiative to make our climate better, and to for us, even if you forget about the client side of it, we're consuming too much natural resource, and then disposing of it. We can't continue doing that. So even if you forget about whether global warming exists or what, a lot of people think it doesn't, whatever. I'm not even getting into that. Just everyone does have to admit that we are running out of natural resources, and we need to find ways to be better at managing our finite resources on our planet. And that includes, things like water, minerals, especially anything that we use in electronics and whatnot. So, there's a lot of wins with all the increases in efficiency and things like that. Oh, I just love the scenery here. Look at that. It just makes you want to go to Cuba, doesn't it? Look at that. Yeah, and I just imagine there'll be a lot of nice places to swim around there as well. I don't know if they get much in the way of piranhas or anything like that. I don't think they do. Possibly alligators, though. Graphics mods. Oh, Gusuela? Is that, did I pronounce it right? Graphics mods inside the plane. I don't have any graphics mods apart from, this is just the Aero from Just Flight. The only thing that I do have different from stock is the GTN X750 here, just because it's just absolutely fantastic. And we're on the lookout for that airport. So maybe, Gusuela, maybe you can tell us what airport this is. This is Mike Uniform Charlie Alpha. Let's see if I can find that actually. Ooh, go away. Ciego de Vila, Maximo Gomez General Airport. That's where we're heading. We're going to stop over anyway. You can't do anything when you got profiteers, Karens, etc. Yeah, well. Lucas says, Michael Leary once said that global warming is normal. That's why you hear people talking about climate change now. I've heard all that. Again, it comes back to my original point. Even if you don't believe the narrative on global warming, the narrative around finite resources and those resources depleting is real. That is a real problem. So anything that you do to combat global warming also addresses that problem. So it's in everyone's vested interest to get behind all of the various things that we do to make things more efficient. And it's just, it helps us advance as a species. I mean, the Wright brothers, did we stop with the Wright brothers' original flyer, or did we make airplanes more powerful, more efficient, longer range? What has that given us? Longer range, longer endurance, less maintenance, all these things that come in. It all comes down to money, quality of life, that kind of thing. Lowers pollution. I hate pollution. So anything that reduces pollution, that's a big deal. And if you're asthmatic, that's a massive deal. And Dan says, someone called Simon at Just Flight got back to me just now. Perfect. They're going to convert the voucher so I can use it. There you go. See? Excellent. Excellent. Just Flight is a fantastic studio, of course. And I've been good friends with Martin Northall, who will be appearing on the Haggis Poutine show and possibly talking with us on Positive Rate at some point in the near future as well. Fantastic studio. They really care about the customers. They care about the products. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me, Dan. I'm sure they were going to do that for you. And hopefully, hey Dan, maybe you can get the Arrow then. So what are you going to pick up with it? You didn't mean to change the topic? No, it's okay. It's not about me, it's about you. Wait, I'm keeping an eye out for this airport now. So Johnny, if you want to let me, I'll land first, and then if you can just do a slow circle, I'll try and get you on the drone camera. Speaking of, DarkFury says, speaking of Just Flight, would people like to see Vulcan streams? Ooh. Ooh. I think they would. Do you pick up the Vulcan, Dark? Dan says, yeah, I'm definitely going to put towards the Arrow. Perfect. Excellent. Yeah, it's a good plane. It's well worth it. Okay. Alright, I'm going to drop the throttle a bit here. I'm going to slow down. Maybe even bring the props back just to reduce that speed a bit further. We're looking for an airport off to... or 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock somewhere. See it yet. It's a lovely Japanese music playing in the background, completely appropriate for Cuba. Okay, let's get our first stage of flaps and bring those props up. Let's start having a look for an airport here. Could be a grass strip. Oh, I see a runway there. Is that it? That looks like it. Okay, there we go. That was easy. It's not always blatantly obvious when you're flying over areas like this. Beluga says, I'm going to play VR with some friends. Have a nice flight. Oh, Beluga, no problem. Do let us know when you get your new PC and give us put some screenshots up for us when you got it flying with Microsoft Flight Simulator. Look to see what it looks like. Watch out for cartels. Oh, there's no cartels in Cuba, mate. No, sir. There's no cartels in Cuba. Mexico, yes. Anywhere else in Middle America, yes. But not Cuba. Sorry, it's mafia. I don't even think there's mafia, to be honest. Or if there is, they certainly operate in the shadows. Probably is something for, you know, black market goods, things that normal Cubans can't normally get, would possibly go to. Of course, I'm saying coffee. The main crop in Cuba is tobacco. Of course it's tobacco, isn't it? There's probably tobacco farms that we were looking at the very beginning. Because Cuba, of course, one of the main exports is cigars. Peddling cigars, that's it. Yeah, that's their number one export, isn't it? Cigars. Which is very hard to get Cuban cigars in Britain, actually. Not that I really smoke them anymore, but I used to have a cigar at New Year's. And in Canada, of course, we have access to a whole variety of high-quality Cuban cigars. Unlike the Americans, a lot of the Americans actually will come up over the border into Canada And if you go into Niagara Falls, which is just over the border, Niagara Falls, Ontario, which is just over the border from New York State, there's a massive cigar shop there. I wonder why. I wonder why. Still got... Oh, yeah, there's Johnny. See him. Dan says, I don't smoke, but I always had this weird curiosity in a Cuban cigar just because I used to see them so much on TV. Yeah. Well, you don't inhale, right? That's a key thing. It's like a flavor thing, I guess. So if you have like a shot of port or something like that, and it's a puff. Not that I'm recommending or even suggesting that anybody should go smoke a cigar. Sorry kids, as Dave would say. You can't beat a good Cuban cigar? No, you can't. Yeah, they're really, really nice. Okay, I think we'll drop our gear. Get some extra drag on the plane. I want to bring our approach down to about 80 knots or so. And we can bring in full flaps. Disclaimer, Positive Rig does not endorse or recommend smoking. Nicotine is highly addictive substance. Yes, it is. Thank you, Dad. Don't smoke, kids. It's bad for you. It is. And don't speak of the name, the devil and he shall appear. Big Jacko's Gaming. Sorry, kids. G'day. How you doing, Dave? You should be flying with us, Dave. What's going on? Are you lying in bed watching YouTube on your phone again? Look at the countryside. I love it. Absolutely love it. You know, and this is all default too. There's no enhancements here. It is raw Microsoft Flight Simulator doing its thing. Really, really cool. Obviously, enhancements are great, but I think it's great that you can fly anywhere in the world and still get a reasonably strong experience. That's a big runway, actually. It's almost like an Air Force base or something like that. We don't promote smoking, drinking, etc., though we promote a friendly environment. Absolutely. Absolutely. Could not say it better. And look, there's trees at the end of the runway because that's realistic. To even grease it. -96 minus 96. I'll take it. Okay, what we'll do is I'm just gonna stop the airplane. We'll park up the side here. I think we'll just take off in the same direction. And I'll see if I can get the drogue camera on Johnny, assuming he's not right behind me. Okay, let's see if we can get Johnny coming in here. Where is he? Okay, Johnny. Your time to shine. Let's see you come in. Slew me? Never. And we've got... I almost is afraid to say your name. Defuk Boom. We'll say Defuk. How about that? Defuk Boom says hi. Hello. How are you, sir? 96 is pretty good for a small airplane. I think it's a nice little kind of chop on the pants. We'll see if Johnny can do better. Here he comes. Perfect positioning. This next landing shall be brought to you by Johnny Mon, featuring the DA62. And for whatever reason, I can't remember what is it Dayer? I can't remember what the manufacturer's called. So how's Dave doing? Dave, how was your Christmas? Did you get anything fun? And Blastas, hello Blasta, how you doing? By the way, guys, don't forget, please hit the like button if you enjoy my company. Not that I'm forcing you to, but it really helps us. And please do subscribe and join us. And of course, you're free to fly with us anytime as well. But Blasta said, play DCS. Yeah, you know what? I'm not a huge fan of combat games, but I'm getting really, really interested now. And what really changed it for me was seeing the heat blur video for the DCS F4 Phantom. Now it just looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. Look at this. Oh, nice glide in, Johnny. Well done. I think Johnny just showed me up. I think Johnny might have just showed me up, actually. Very cool. Okay, we'll get back to it. Oop. Parking brakes off, reset flaps. And Big Jacko says, no one would believe me. I started in an Airbus 300 cold and dark today. Well done. You've come a long way, Dave. You've come a long way. Dan says, nice one, Johnny. Yeah, I agree. I think that was a fantastic takeoff. Okay, Johnny, we're just going to head back right in the air here. $70 knots. You're up. Lovely climb rate on the Aero Turbo. Probably do a fuel check at some point. Flaps up. And again, we'll bring it up to about 2,000 feet. Blasty said you should try taking off in a BF-109. Yeah. Good starter? Yeah. Okay, thanks for the advice. Yeah, I'll definitely look at it. It's pretty inexpensive to get on Steam, isn't it? It's not too bad. Okay, we'll hold the altitude there. And we'll set an intercept. Whoop. Set intercept to get us back on course here. Probably say 330. And as before, once we intercept that track, we'll see the nav, the autopilot kick over the nav for us, and we can bring mixture down, or sorry, props down, and we're aiming for about 30. What is that? 33. 33 in the manifold there. Maybe 27. 27. That'll give us 130 knots, roughly. Blasta says it's actually kind of dumb. Prices are like new games. So, are they? Right, okay. Because I did... One point I saw DCS was on sale, was something cheap, but then the thing with DCS is you get the base game and you might get one airplane, but if you want anything else, you have to buy all that separately. So it can add up. You can spend a lot of money on DCS, especially if you want to get new airplanes, new theaters per plane. Yeah. I have seen that. I mean, Flight Simulator is not really any different. I mean, we often fly the PMDG 737, which you can get as low as 40 pounds, so see about 45 US. But if you want to get the the normal, like the 737-800, you're paying $70 US for that. Let's see if Johnny's behind me.
Dang.
Oh, we got a subscriber. Unfortunately, I can't say who was a subscriber, but I really need to fix that. Oh, it was sorry if I mess up your name. Is it Medushan? Oh, it's Blasta 429. I got stuff from Blasta. Sorry, now I see it. Blasta, thank you very much, mate. Appreciate that. So why wouldn't you want to shoot missiles? You can do guns only. Again, I used to... If you go back in time when I was a younger man, I used to do a lot of combat games. A lot of people might remember IL-2 Stormovic. You played United States Air Force was really good. F-14, Tomcat. All the micro-pro sims back in the day. Stealth Fighter, F-117, F-15 Strike Eagle 3, which was awesome. Falcon 4, I was quite proficient in Falcon 4. So yeah, we're going back quite a ways. But in DCS, you know, I don't know. I don't feel the need to shoot things anymore. I guess I enjoy the challenges of navigation. And you know, there's a lot that can challenge you in Flight Simulator. If you just want to focus on flying airplanes effectively and accurately. So I guess that's just a personal thing. I totally think DCS is amazing. I love watching people play it. I don't have that kind of drive anymore to do the combat thing, I suppose. But it doesn't mean I wouldn't like to get into DCS and just fly planes around a bit. Blasta says, I subbed 10 minutes ago and that was very delayed. Oh, yeah. It's, unfortunately, I think it's Streamlabs that we use for the sub things, or Stream Elements or something like that. It doesn't always pick up right away. It's not reliable. It's nothing to do with me, unfortunately. It's just the way it seems to work on YouTube. Jayhawk says, good morning. Hey Jayhawk, how you doing? Currently at Relics sorting out a new 3060. Nice. That's the one I want to get. What kind of power supply does he have, Jayhawk? Is it quite a beefy one? Right, so we should be intercepting the path. So what we're watching, the airplane's going to flip over automatically to nav again. If we've done it right. Captain Relish has arrived. Exactly. Did you consume a lot of relish over the holidays, Jayhawk? Did you have your pudding, all your puddings doused in relish, just to, you know, give it a bit of a tang. So we're just watching for this to switch over automatically. I'm not going to touch it. Again, this comes back to what I was originally saying, is when it detects it's intercepted a path, it'll switch over to nav automatically. But it only does that once, so if you want to go back to heading mode, you can do that. And actually, you'll see the path intercept approaching when that yellow bar starts to move. I'll zoom in on it a bit just so we can see it better. See, can you see that yellow bar starting to move now? So once that gets to middle, or closer to the center, we're going to we'll see this switch over to nav. Which is normal behavior for autopilot and GA aircraft. There it goes. That's switched over. And the airplane is now turning to intercept nav path. Cool, eh? Now, how far do we have to go, and how far have we been? We got quite a ways to go, so Johnny, I'm going to really crank up the speed here. because we got a lot of ground to cover if we're going to make it to our destination. To be fair, DarkFury did warn me this flight plan was quite long. If we don't make it as far as the destination, though, we can always find a closer airport if there is one. Or we could just land in the field. Jayhog, so how was your Christmas, Jayhog, by the way? Tell us about, did you get any fun, interesting presents, or did you treat yourself? Get anything new and exciting? Johnny says, copy that, perfect. Currently 100 and, I think it's brushing 170 knots, Johnny, just maybe 163. Better do a fuel check, actually. Oh, I got tons of fuel. Tons of fuel. Of course, I could just look down here. Here's your fuel gauges. No need for pitot heat in Cuba, that's for sure. So my overboost light is on, so what we want to do is just bring that throttle back until it drops off. So what it's saying is you cannot get any more power out of this airplane. Although it is dropping a bit. Don't know if I believe it. I'll leave it up, heck. Make good time. We'll get to our destination. Get some nice external views for you guys here so you can see the countryside. All the tobacco you can eat. Eat? Yeah, possible. Needs F-14 engines, yeah. Yeah, that would make it a little bit quicker. I don't know if the airframe would hold up to it. The wing probably rip off the wings if you hit the afterburners. It was 1 hour 55-minute flight time. Okay, yeah, we're gonna crank it up. So we'll see how we can go. Gee, so Del Boy and Rodney are swapping out GPUs then. Excellent. Excellent. I'd still like to figure out why those memes didn't light up for some reason. Meme message. We'll try again. That's really confusing. I hate it when things just stop working for absolutely no explanation whatsoever. That's really annoying. Oh wait, I think I might have cracked the problem then. No, that's me message, right? Oh man, here we go. Yeah, I can't get them working. See, I can turn them on manually, they work. I can see that. See that. It's like, oh wait. Unless it's not connected to Flight Simulator somehow? I don't know. I don't not know. Or OBS it should be connected to. Is it platforms? Okay, I think I know what the issue is now. It's because it's not connected to OBS. Connect. Okay, I see the problem now. Partially connected, it's saying. That's something I've not seen happen before, so. Alright, I might try closing it and reopening it. Try that. Meanwhile, let's see if Johnny can catch us up. This must be the Top Gun music I downloaded. Red button just briefly popped up. No, that was me, Dan. That was me turning it on. Okay. Yeah, it's just not connecting to OBS for some reason. I don't know. Very strange. Something to sort out after the stream. Oh, connecting. Hang on.
Naughty.
Yeah, it's like it's trying to connect, but OBS is just refusing it. I don't know why. I'll have to Google it.
Alright.
But you still got audio, so you can still use the memes. You just won't see the visuals, that's all. Guess I can find something quick on YouTube, I don't know. Double check port password and version. Ooh. I don't know. Maybe an update for streamer bot, Anthony. Because there was an update for that, so anyway. Don't know. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I actually like the Giggity Giddy when I was trying to find a, what's the name of the guy? Interesting. Socket server settings. There we go. Yeah, okay. Okay, I think I see the problem anyway. We'll fix that at some point. There he is. Johnny's closing in perfectly here. Look at the... I love the... Can you just imagine being at that close line, though? Look at that. Just a nice blue sea. Whoop, whoop. Absolutely stunning. Looks like we're coming over to a small settlement as well. Now, I don't know if it's still true, but I've been told in Cuba, all the, you'll see lots of cars, and they're all the, like, really, really old cars from the 1950s, and they just keep maintaining them. And it is my understanding, although this may have changed, but it's my understanding that citizens don't actually, if you have a car, own a car, you don't technically own the car. If you see somebody walking on the side of the road who needs a lift, you're obligated as a driver to pick them up and take them along as far the route as you can take them. So you don't really need taxis per se, because like generally anybody who owns a car has to take you along anyway, which I always thought was fascinating. I don't know if it's still like that, but I always thought that was really cool. Of course, you do get buses and all that kind of thing, but. So we are hour and 25 minutes into the stream. I think we should be able to get there in time. Making good time now. Pushing 163 knots. Blasta says, sure, pal. Oh, you don't believe me. Where are you from, Blasta? Look at that. That's amazing, eh? For a small airplane, it's really fast. I'm Canadian? Yeah, I am. Yes, I am. I am Canadian. Yeah. Johnny's doing really good on the formation here. But enough about me, Blasta. Tell us about yourself. Oh, I spotted Dave. Spotted Dave. What's he flying? 88B. Oh, right. Is that a Harrier? I think it's meant to be a Harrier. I don't have the Harrier. Here with that car comment. Oh, there it goes, Dave. Yeah, unfortunately, he's flying a Harrier, but it doesn't look like a Harrier. We should get some magic flybys with Dave then. With that car comment, they are obligated to oral. Oh, come on, man. No need for that. No need for that. The Slew Master has arrived. We'll go back to see if he lines up behind us again, and I'll. See, you picked the wrong airplane, Dave. I've got the Lightning. I've got the Tomcat, the new one, Heatblur, which is really cool. We're gonna fly that in a future stream. I did actually try to fly it. In a previous stream just before Christmas, but I had some problems with my internal network. Oh, here comes Dave. Let's go to the cockpit so we can see him fly past in all his glory. Basta said, if there was a snowstorm and they can die if I don't pick them up, that's way different. Are you talking about Canada or Cuba? I wasn't talking about Canada, Blasta. I was talking about Cuba. Now, Canada, you can hitchhike at it is generally at your own risk. So I take it, Blasta, are you Canadian then? Whereabouts in Canada are you from? And Johnny's waving at you, Dave. Johnny's waving at you. F14 stream on Thursday, not confirmed as need to get PC reinstalled. No, that's fine, Dark. I wasn't trying to commit you. No, you're from America, right? Whereabouts in the States are you, Blasta? Comes Big Jackal again. He's coming in. He's swooping in. See if we can, I'll get on the drone camera so we can watch him go by. Up he goes, in around. Who does that here, Dave? There we go, our own private air show. Texas. Ah, I see. Well, then you wouldn't know much about Cuba because Americans aren't allowed to go there, are they? Or has that changed? Comes Johnny around again. All sorts of activity now. So, Jacko, you can do a flyby, but can you do formation? That's the question. That's the challenge. Texas is... now, Texas was the location, blast of the last flight sim... last flight sim conference, wasn't it? You can go, but can you come back? Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. See, that's why a lot of the hotels, the modern hotels in Cuba, were built with Canadian investment money because Canada saw an opportunity to help Cuba become an international tourist destination. So most of the hotels you'll see in Cuba were built using Canadian banks. And that's why you get a lot of Canadians there as well. Visiting. Look at that. I love that scenery though. Exceptional formation flying today, Johnny. Let's just check where we are on the route. Oh, there is another airport coming up here. Is it below us? Not sure. On to our final leg. Now you're really starting to see some interesting landmass here. So I do wonder if that's actually more of a coffee region. Excuse me. If that's more a coffee there as opposed to say tobacco. I'm pretty sure Cuba does grow coffee. And some beautiful lakes as well. Again, I think I could be wrong, but I think you probably have to watch out for alligators. It only gets, oh, there's a nice lake. I'll just jump in that. Might be some things in there you don't want to see. Oh, Dave's actually starting to formation fly now. Look, it's getting closer. See, I love it when Dave accepts a challenge. I say, you can't do that. He's like, don't tell me what I can't do. Oh, got an itchy nose. What does that mean? Usually in Scotland, I think it means you're going to get in a fight. Wow. Yeah, it was really annoying that those memes aren't working, but I know where the problem is now, so we'll try and fix that after the stream. There goes Dave. Oh, he's cutting back. Final turn. Well, allegedly there's a runway down there somewhere, but... somewhere around there, who knows? We'll just watch the flying stylings of Johnny Wan and Dave, Big Jacko. Can he go inverted with you and give you the bird? That's it.
Oh, right.
Blasta says unregulated coffee and tobacco. Unregulated in the United States, yes. There's an episode of Two Bears, One Cave. They dip Russian chew, takes... Oh, right, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it's. I mean, the state's unregulated, yeah, but in Canada and most of Europe, you can usually buy Cuban coffee and Cuban tobacco without too much difficulty. And it's never killed me. I've always had a Cuban cigar in New Year's for years and years. It's amazing how from one area to the next, though, it's completely changed. We're seeing a lot more towns and settlements, smaller farms and things like that. Oh, this must be, is this Havana? Could be Havana, I'm not sure. Look at that. Definitely a city. You're due for a Canadian visit? Whereabouts do you usually go? I imagine British Columbia or something like that, is it? That's not where I'm from, but that's where most people like to visit. Look at that. Wow. There's Dave. Quebec province, all right, okay. Très bien. I've been to Quebec a few times. In fact, my sister has a cottage in Quebec. Notleks says, I have a friend back home who is Canadian, used to live in Alberta. Said it's either very hot or very cold, yes. Yeah. I mean, Canada as a whole can be like that. But yeah, certainly up in the prairies, and it's like a switch when it goes from summer to winter now. But it's like it kind of glitches. So it's like summer, winter, summer, winter, summer, winter, and then it stays there. And then when it comes into the spring, it goes winter, summer, winter, summer, winter, summer, and then it stays there. Yeah, it's very, very odd. We used to actually get more. The seasons used to be a bit more level when I was younger, but not now. But I think I've said this on stream before. I had this indoor-outdoor thermometer, and the outdoor thermometer would tell you the high temperature and the low temperature in the last 24 hours. This was back in Canada, my hometown, Hamilton. And in one 24-hour period, the low was minus 21 and the high was plus 20 Celsius. So that's what's that? Something like minus 5 Fahrenheit or something to 80 degrees in one 24-hour period. Absolutely insane. Beautiful. Look at that. This looks so serene. Very cool. Quebec's a nice place though. Blasta, where do you is there anywhere specific you go to Quebec? You just in the country? I'm from Ontario myself, so I know Quebec reasonably well. Oh, Dave's disappeared. We've lost Dave. You're not giving that out? You don't know? You're not giving out where you go in Quebec? Okay. No problem. I'll just have to make up a destination for you. Gatineau. You go to Gatineau. Big Jekyll says, I gotta get some sleep, mate. Have a good rest of the flight. Dave, all the best to you. Thanks for joining in. It's really, really good to see you. We gotta catch up, mate. We've got to catch up. Might get you on as a co-host on Haggis and Poutine, but it depends if you can stay up that late. That's the only problem. Or get up that early. But all the best to you, Dave. All the best to you, and hope the channel's going well. Take care. St. Jerome. Oh, okay. Very nice. Sounds like a plan. Awesome. Take care. I'll tell you, it'd be really fun to fly around here, I think. I don't know if you really see much in the way of general aviation in Cuba. Probably you do. But man, it'd be pretty crazy. I imagine the thermals would be a bit insane though. Get a lot of buffeting just from the differences in field, farmers' fields and all that kind of thing. It'd be very humid. Good old Johnny. I'm flying formation most of that flight, Johnny. You must be getting tired. I remember there's been a couple times I've flown formation with like Shane from Oz Flight Simmer and even Big Jackal and all that. But by the end of it, you're absolutely exhausted because you're just having to constantly watch and control throttle and that kind of thing. Behind you here. Look at that. Nah, easy. Walk in the park. Walk in the park. We'll do a quick not far to go. See, another 15 minutes maybe. I think what I might do is cut out some of the turnabout. We'll go straight in for the airport. If I go to my flight plan, I'll head direct to just take us on a slight more direct course, Johnny, so just watch out for my turn here. Assuming it's going to do that anyway. I should have actually done this a direct 2. Not sure what the airplane's going to do actually. I'll do it. It's a little village down there. All good? Cool. Those are definitely tobacco farms. They have to be. Definitely tobacco, I would think. Actually, I could probably just do it through there. We'll see if the airplane turns. If it keeps flying over the water, we're going to have to intervene. Oh, dear. So I think today, my next thing today is to take my son to the comic book store. That's what he wants to do. He's got lots of money for Christmas from his grandparents and aunts and uncles and stuff like that, so he wants to go spend some cash. The only issue is he seems to have this fascination with these kind of bobbly head things. And they're really expensive, and he's a bit of a collector, if you know what I mean. Like, he likes to get all different ones, but they're so expensive. I mean, there's got to be a better way to spend your money. But trying to explain kids something like that, it's not easy. Getting ever closer, ever closer. There's Johnny coming in now. Yeah, definitely seeing a lot of bouncing here, and this will be all the different thermals. Be a great place for gliding. Definitely a great place for gliding. I want to see if this airplane's going to turn or not. Three, two, three. We shall see. So I think that's what it's doing, because the leg what it's trying to do is intercept the radial of 323 into waypoint 12. So if best way I'd describe it is if waypoint 12 was a VOR station, then we'd be flying to intercept the 323 radial. I think that's how it works with the GPS. So that does make sense. Because there's 323. There's our heading. Actually, does it make sense? I don't know if it does. We'll find out. It's not turning yet. There's a fly direct. I thought there was. I'm sure there's a fly direct, but I just can't think of how to do that. Don't know. Looks like the airplane is turning ever so slightly. Oh, I think I might know what's going to happen here. Okay, no, I'm going to make a course adjustment here, so we will go back to heading. By 30. I'll put us head on to the airport and we'll just figure it out. We've gone VFR. No more GPS today, folks. I'll actually switch that off so it doesn't interrupt anymore. What it could do there's an NDB 272. Dan says just went up to the canteen to get a coffee. They still have Christmas trees, decorations. Yeah, there's nothing drives me. That drives me mad actually when people leave decorations up. Well, we've got an NDB guidance, so there we go. We can. So Johnny, if you want, tune 272 on your ADF radio there. And that will put us right towards the airport. Oh, yeah, my wife's quite good about that actually. Usually right after New Year, as soon as New Year's Day she might leave it, but generally the day after, the second, everything comes down, all packed up, done. I'll wait. All gone. Copy that, Johnny? Yep, okay. Digital Flight Deck. Good morning, Good morning, sir. How are you? How are you? Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Digital. You just caught us at the tail end, just about to hit our final landing here. I've noticed that you've been flying the ATRs a lot lately. Digital, if you're, you should join me on Vox briefly if you're around. I'm on Vox on Discord, VIP section. Just prepping for your Saturday stream. Oh, oh right, you're prepping for a strip fair. Right, no worries. Yeah, we're just about to finish on time, I think. Just about. We've had to cut some corners and speed up, but we'll get there. And Digital, did you, I don't know if you heard, the Haggis and Poutine show is coming back for 6 episodes. ATR, yeah, you like it for small regional flights? Yeah, yeah, it is. It's good that way. We're flying over the promised land of cigars. When's it going? When we go on air, we're going. So I'm going to be doing a pre-show tomorrow. So it'll be Sundays at 1400 Zulu, and then it'll be Sundays at 1400 Zulu after that. But it'll be the first episode will air. It's only 6 episodes this time. So first episode will air the 28th of January. So mark that in your calendar, folks. 28th of January will be the first episode of Season 2 of the Haggis and Poutine Show on Sky Blue Radio. But I will be doing a pre-show tomorrow. So if you're around, you can join us on our Sky Blue Discord in the chat section, request songs, that kind of thing. No guests tomorrow, just be no guests planned anyway. Just be playing tunes, talking about the show coming up, and the season coming up. So yeah, really good to do it. Really happy to do it. Really excited to do it. And Sky Blue Radio is really excited to get me back for 6 episodes as well. How do you listen in, Dark? You go to skyblueradio.com. And I think this should work. Unless it's Sky Blue. Try that. Nope, maybe not. Oh, maybe it's left. I haven't programmed that in, possibly. I'll need to add that. Oh no, it is in there. Strange. Nothing's working today. I don't know why. Radio. Oh, sorry. Here we go. 2-hour show tomorrow, possibly. There we go.
Sky Blue Radio.
There you go. Yes, do join us. I'm going to change that to Sky Blue Radio, actually. Sorry, I'm going to torment you one more time, guys. Give me a sec.
Sky Blue Radio.
Yes, so I will be doing pre-show tomorrow, 1400. So check out the link. And official episode 1 of season 2 will begin on the 28th of January. Where's oh, there he is. There's Johnny. Nice leisurely formation over the beautiful countryside of Cuba. Dan says, I'm embarrassed to admit, but I can't say I've ever listened to Sky Blue Radio. Need to see what it's all about. You should. You should. Well, tomorrow at 1400 Zulu will be a perfect opportunity. It's good fun, and it's the one of the only radio stations that's dedicated to. Well, I think it is now that Jetstream's been taken over by Sky Blue Israel. It's they're the only radio stations that are actually dedicated to flight simulator that run 24 hours a day. Although some of it's automatic, but there's a lot of presenters and always talking about flight sim stuff and VATSIM events, and yeah, it's good fun. And of course, I'll be having quite a few flight sim related guests on, and a couple of aviation guests as well. There we go then, perfect time. That's it. Oh God, Trini, it's really eking out the journey here, isn't it? So it looks like probably that first peninsula is where we're going to turn in there. Probably up here. So the airport will be just along from that. I mean, I complain it's been taking a long time to fly it, but to be fair, if you tried to drive this, it's probably about. I mean, in a couple hours, you probably covered about 6-7 hours worth of driving, at least. So, we're not going fast in terms of aviation necessarily, but we're going pretty quick. Pretty quick. $165 knots ground speed is nothing to scoff at. Just keep swapping sides, Johnny. Deceptively slow, yes, exactly. Slow for airplanes, fast for cars. Yeah, so there's our approach target, that little peninsula there. So we kind of get in line with that. That's what we'll be looking for the airport. Look at the colors, though. I love it. Digital, there's a good question for you. You've been to Cuba quite often. Have you partaken in the Cuban cigar ritual in Havana? Right. Get my pedals ready here. Never been. All right. For the most of that time, I was not allowed to go. All right. Why were you not allowed to go? looking for airport. Around here somewhere. Oh, military and yes, fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, if you're in the military, yeah, you'd be restricted that way. Yes, I didn't. That did not occur to me, sir. But you're quite right. Having said that, I might have a challenge if I ever wanted to go to Cuba now. To be fair, I might actually have a serious challenge in being able to do that. So I do actually have to ask for permission. Those of you in the know understand what I'm talking about. Port City there, that could be Havana actually. Dan says last time I ever saw Cuba in a film was when I watched James Bond Die Another Day. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Actually, we're going to overfly an airport as well, interestingly enough. Get close. Okay, let's look for the airport. Should be a runway off to the just off to our starboard here. About it. That looks like it could be a runway. Yeah, that's a runway. Okay. Interesting FCO travel advice says you cannot travel directly to Cuba from the US. No, you can't. But you can fly from Canada. So easiest way to get to Cuba, say from Britain, you can either fly, I mean, ideally you'd want to go direct. But if you wanted to do a quick stopover in Canada, you could fly to Toronto first and then fly direct from Toronto. You can actually fly direct from Hamilton, I think. There's our destination. Okay, we're going to slow things down a bit. Autopilot off. Lead off that airspeed. Winter vacation routes, yeah. Dark says Windows now installed, GPU driver now installed, and the knit framework. Ooh, it's a long process, isn't it? Okay, gonna drop the gear, get some extra drag. You can start letting that altitude drop down now. First stage of flaps. Full flaps. Oh, you swapped for a 2 terabyte Dark, yeah. Yeah, you're better just starting from scratch. That's what I did. It was definitely worth it. And I did it was a fresh Windows 11 build I did as well. And I've never looked back. Been really good. Oh, RAID 0, I haven't heard that for a while. It's fast, but it is prone to errors at times, isn't it? I think. There we go. ADD-ON, not bad. See if Johnny's down first. Hang on. There he comes. And we also have WoodClown 1680. WoodClown, if you're watching the stream, please make yourself known in the chat. He's also flying a DA62. Oh, we might get to see 2 landings here by the looks of it. Let's see what happens. It's Johnny coming in as well. Well, it looks like a formation landing, this. Comes Johnny. Oh, Wood Clan's going around. Quite right. You're probably surprised there. Well done, Johnny. First taxiway on your right, John. Okay. We'll find a place to park. Actually, the airport here looks pretty substantial. You're about to scream at Johnny for having what looked like an excessive sink rate before touchdown. Quite possibly. I've got this weird problem though. I don't know if anyone can tell me what I'm doing wrong. All my taxiways seem to be split. Or my jetways, I should say. You see that? I don't know if it's a driver issue or something weird or what. See you, Digital. Take care. Have a good stream. Just wait for Johnny to park up here. Oh, lost you. Where are you, Johnny? Oh, there he is. GSX? No, I don't have GSX now. Nah, I just got these stupid... Look. It happened... It's not... It happens all over the place as well. I think it's more so default airports seem to do it. Not sure what the issue is. There we go. Well done. Thank you. Oh, that's Wood Clan. Okay. It's Wood Clan there. He's parking up. There's Johnny. Okay. Oh, well. Do passengers teleport into the jetways? Yeah, that's it. Oh, well, Wood Clan, whether you know it or not, you are on stream. And thank you for popping in the end there. Do make yourself known in the chat, mate, if you're... Here comes Johnny. A twin DA62 finish there. Anyway, it has been an absolute pleasure, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today on another episode of Positive Rate. And I'll be seeing you next Saturday, but do keep an eye on the channel. At some point, we will be looking forward to DarkFury's first ever stream as co-presenter of Positive Rate, and we can't wait. And he's going to be doing a lot of different things that I don't do, such as VATSIM. I think he dropped a hint he might be looking at doing the Vulcan as well, which would be really cool. Dan says, thanks for the stream, Willy. Great to see you, my friend. Likewise, sir. All the best to you. A great stream, says Johnny. Thank you so much, mate. And Johnny, you've been an absolute star today. You've been flying with us the whole step of the way. Really good to see you. And Wood Clown, if you're watching, thanks for joining us at the end there as well. Apart from that, huge shout out to Digital who dropped in, and Big Jacko's Gaming. Who else did we see today? I think Beluga was in at one point. Josu Ferraro Ross says VLW. I'm not sure what that means, but hello to you, sir. He's got a Canadian flag there as well, by the looks of it. And Johnny says he had a blast. Great. And do join our Discord server. Become part of the Positive Rate family. Please post your screenshots and anything interesting you want to talk about in there as well. And you can suggest routes. And of course, now that Dark's coming on board, if you got any ideas for him, something different, that you'd like to see, you can run that by Dark by going to the Discord server, going to Positive Rate Discussions, and tag Dark and let him know what you have in mind. And maybe, you never know, maybe he'll agree to it, or possibly me. Obrigado. A little bit of Portuguese in there. Well, take care. Ola. Is Hozu? Or Xiao? I don't know how to pronounce that. Mr. Rosa, anyway. Ola. I hope you're doing okay. And for everybody else who's watching, thank you so much for tagging along today. Wish you guys all the best, and we'll see you next time right here on Positive Rate. All the best, guys.